afternoon and welcome to the first spring edition of Robbo's Rules. Now today we're going to talk to you about provisional balls. To play a provisional ball you have to clearly state that you are going to play a provisional ball. So that's got to be audible to the people you're playing with or to someone in the vicinity. It doesn't necessarily have to be the people you're playing with, but it's got to be a clear announcement that you're going to play a provisional ball. Now, some of the ways that is not the case is if you say, I'm going to reload, or I think I'll play another one. They're not announcements that you're going to play a provisional ball. If you say, I'm going to play another one just in case, yeah, that works. That's a clear intention to play a provisional ball. But it's wise, for the most part, to simply say, I'm going to play a provisional ball. So like everything else in golf, there are some odd circumstances where things aren't quite as clear as they otherwise would be. And one of those situations I'm going to read to you from a document that I've got here because it'd be easier for me to read it than to try and remember it. If there are no other people nearby to hear the player's announcement that he or she intends to play a provisional ball, such as when the player's returning to the tee after briefly searching for the ball, the player is considered to have correctly announced that he or she has the intent to play a provisional ball, provided that she or he informs someone about that when it becomes possible to do so. Now, if you play a provisional ball and within the 3-minute period your original ball is found, then the original ball becomes the ball in play and the provisional ball that you've just played is abandoned. So we're going to take you to a diagram now. Now, the pink line is the flight of our original ball, and we estimate that it's lost somewhere in here. Now, we haven't looked for it yet, but we estimate that that's where it was lost. Under those circumstances, we can play a provisional ball. And here we are, I've played a provisional ball and it's gone not very far away from the original position and certainly nowhere near where we estimate the first ball was played. Under those circumstances, you can continue to play the provisional ball and it continues to be a provisional ball until you play it from a point nearer the hole than where you estimated the original ball was lost. Under those circumstances, it then is definitely the ball in play. Yep. So there are some quirky circumstances where you thought you'd lost the original ball, the thing that caused you to play a provisional in the first place, turns out to be not the case. That in point of fact, that wasn't where it was. And for example, in this diagram here, having played your provisional ball forward of where you estimated it had gone into, it had been lost, and it had then become the ball in play, you then see, oh, look, my original ball was up here. Unfortunately, under those circumstances, you cannot play that original ball because already your provisional ball has become the ball in play. And that's because it was played nearer to the hole from where you originally estimated that you'd lost the ball. Now, here's a circumstance that I'd like to draw your attention to that I'm not particularly familiar with. And this is one where you've played the original ball, we've all done that, and you estimate it's lost here, in this bit of elephant country down here. Now, then what you've done is you've played a screamer of a provisional ball right down the middle. I've seen that happen an awful lot. And you announce to your partners that it's your intention to play that provisional ball and don't bother looking for the looking for the original. Now, they're under no obligation to take any notice of that. They can search for that ball if they wish. And if they find it, and you haven't yet played your provisional ball further ahead of the position where the original ball was lost, then that becomes the ball in play. You've got to go back, you're under an obligation to identify the ball first, and having identified it, if it is yours, then that becomes the ball in play and your provisional ball becomes abandoned. Well, we hope you've enjoyed that first spring episode of Robbo's Rules, where we attempt to unravel the complexities of the game that we all love, in this case provisional golf balls and how and where they're played. And we look forward to bringing you another one very soon. Bye.